name is Michelle and welcome to the Tasteful Pantry. I'm your host, and today's recipe is homemade tomato soup by Michael Chiarello. I am doubling this recipe. This original recipe says it serves for, the servings are very small and you're little tiny people and then you can eat them. Otherwise, you're going to want to double this. We're going to take a can of tomatoes. We need 28 ounces of tomatoes. You're going to drain the tomatoes, or you can reserve the juice. Okay, so the tomatoes are drained, and we're going to place the tomatoes onto a baking sheet that I have lined with tin foil for easy cleanup. So let's spread out the tomatoes. Take 1/4 cup of olive oil. We're going to pour it over the tomatoes. So about 1/2 teaspoon of sea salt and some fresh cracked pepper. And that's it. So we're going to put this in the oven, and we're going to put it in the oven for 15 to 20 minutes at 450 degrees. And now let's get started on our vegetables. We need 2 carrots, 2 stalks of celery. I usually just get the celery hearts, and I pulled off the other leaves because I like the leaves as well. So we're going to be chopping away. You want to cut them uniform so they cook evenly. It's really important in cooking, is making things all about the same size so they cook all about the same time. And we're going to take 4 cloves of garlic. Now, some people have lied to you and said that size doesn't matter. It actually does with garlic too. Now, these are some pretty huge pieces of garlic, and some people could say, well, that's 2 cloves of garlic. This is 1 for me. So if you're not as big a fan of garlic as we are in this house, you could call these your 2-4, but I actually went and did 4. So smash the garlic and chop away. And now the recipe calls for 2 small onions, but I'm going to use 1 1/2. We're going to dice the onions. Ooh, make your eyes cry. It's been a sad, sad day in the kitchen. Onions. It's been a sad, sad day because of Team Coco. I'm a little sad over that. Yes, Conan O'Brien, Team Coco. Very sad that they're letting him go and that Jay Leno gets to say our vegetables are ready to go. Okay, now we're going to take another 1/4 cup of olive oil, and we're going to put it into a pan, big stock pan, and we're going to add all of our chopped vegetables. There's the onion, the garlic, the carrots, and the celery. Stir them around a coat. And we're going to let this cook for about 10 minutes until all the vegetables are soft. And we're going to keep this at about medium-high heat. We're going to pull the tomatoes out of the oven and let them cool slightly. So there's like some darker parts. You see the dark? You could even, you could probably let them even go a little darker if you wanted, but I think that's fine. Okay. It's been about 10 minutes. Our vegetables are soft. And now I'm going to add back in the tomatoes that I roasted in the oven. I'm going to pick up this whole thing and I'm going to dump it back into my pan. All the olive oil, all the tomatoes and all. We're going to add our reserved liquid back into the soup. So I'm going to add 4 cups of chicken stock. There's 4 cups. Okay, we're going to add 2 bay leaves, and we're going to add 2 tablespoons of butter. There's 4 I said 2, didn't I? But I need to double it. I'm forgetting I'm looking at the original recipe. So 4 tablespoons. And don't plunk all over yourself and make a mess. We're going to put this at medium. So we're going to cook this till the vegetables are tender. And the best way to find out if the vegetables are tender, now the time allotted is 15 minutes. The best way to the best way to figure it out is to taste them. So now we need to get our basil ready. If you're going to use dry, you need to add them while the stock is still cooking, because you're going to use the liquids from the stock, or what the sauce is, to soften up the herbs. I'm also going to teach you what a chiffonade is, which is the best way and the easiest way to cut up basil. So you're going to pull off the basil leaves, and you're going to lay them flat on top of each other, and you're going to roll them up tight like a little cigar, thin cigarette. And then you're going to take your knife and slice thinly, and then you have pretty little chiffonades. It calls for 1/4 of a cup, which is kind of a lot for fresh basil, because fresh basil has a very strong flavor, and I love fresh basil. And honestly, I'm going to put probably a tablespoon of fresh basil in here. If I need more, I'll add more, but it's a taste thing. Okay, the vegetables have softened, and now we're going to do a very important part, something that I skipped many times when I was cooking for the first couple times. Remove the bay leaf. It does not taste good blended. It's a woody, dry leaf. You don't want it in your soups and stews. People don't eat those things. The recipe calls for heavy cream. I'm using 1/2 and 1/2. 2 cups of heavy cream and the basil if you're using it. Okay, you're going to stir this in. It's looking good, right? I'm going to take my soup over. Okay, our soup is cooled slightly. Another very important thing is this is about the time where you need to taste it for salt and pepper. And I just tasted mine, and I need a little bit of both. Now we're going to start ladling in to our blender the soup. And you don't want to get it over full, because it'll go boom at the top of your ceiling and it's not pretty. Put it on low and blend. You don't want to blend it to pulp. You just want to blend it so it's blended well. That's good. Let's take a look. By the way, also hold down the lid in case for some reason the pressure. So that's good. You want to see this as a nice. It still has some body to it. There's some texture left to the tomatoes. So take your soup that is pureed and carefully pour it into a container, a vessel, either another pan, or this is a tempered glass measuring bowl. And then we're going to repeat with the rest until we're done. I'm going to pour the soup back into the original pot, or if you have a pot that's similar in size, do that as well. Be very careful. Again, it's very hot liquid. Don't want anybody burned. So let's put this back on the stove and turn it down to low. To heat through if you let it cool off. Otherwise, you're ready to go and you're ready to serve. So here's our finished product: homemade roasted tomato soup, with garnish of basil. That's purely an option. It's nice, it's creamy. It almost looks like a lobster bisque. And it is so good. You have all of these things in your kitchen, maybe minus the fresh basil, but you have everything else. You have carrots and you have onions and tomatoes. These are staples in your pantry. So thanks for joining me, and subscribe please. Be my friend.